a really special young group of guys going through so much of this for the first time. What was maybe the most rewarding part of this experience, even though it obviously didn't end the way that you guys wanted it to?
Yeah, I mean, I think just seeing all these guys experience it for some of them the first time is a cool experience to be a part of. You can just see them learning and growing, and certainly will use these moving forward.
With a guy like Shea specifically, who's in a spot where so much attention is on him, a spot that you've been on as a lead playmaker, how did you view the way that he attacked that responsibility, had so much going on personally and professionally, and was able to deliver the way that he did in this postseason?
Yeah, I mean, he was unreal. Not only in the postseason, obviously the entire year, to lead the team to #1 seed in the West. I know he puts a lot into it, and like I said a little bit ago, it'll only get better from these situations. You start to learn and figure out how teams will guard you, and I thought he handled it all really well, and obviously came up a little bit short, but he was tremendous.
This is the first time in your career you've been given a smaller role on a team. Can you describe the ups and downs of that for you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously disappointing with kind of how it all worked out. It's not what I thought it would be. Certainly frustrating, but kind of it is what it is. They have a great team here with great young players, a great coach, so the future is bright.
What did you think it would be, or what did you think it could be?
I feel like as a player, have a lot to offer, and I just wasn't really given much of an opportunity to do that. And I kind of thought I was going to get that opportunity, but like I said, I get it. We were rolling before I got here. I've said that before, and it's hard to bring somebody in middle of the season. I think especially a player like me who's had responsibility and lots of it and been through a lot. So
is that in terms of like kinds of touches that you're getting, or amount of minutes? Like what does that what does that look like for you? Like what would like the ideal like role look like for you?
Yeah, I mean I think the minutes were certainly down and sporadic, and obviously to a point where it was non-existent. Then just when I was out there, it was limited touches, I would say. So.
Gordon, obviously, like with that, you kind of got phased out of the second round. Like, I guess, what'd you expect that to look like come the postseason? Did that look at all what you thought as you joined the team that was barreling toward the postseason?
Yeah, as I said, I thought it would look differently. But it is what it is. It was not that. So.
Were there parts of the series you thought, or you felt as you were watching, you could have inserted yourself in?
Sure. I still have ultimate confidence in myself, and I absolutely believe that I could have helped. But that's not to take away anything from the other players that we had. I thought we did a tremendous job fighting and gave ourselves a chance there. Like I said earlier, this team has got great players, a great coach. So they'll be good for years to come.
What's that balance like, knowing as a player you still have juice left, you want to assert yourself, but also, like, I know Mark said you weren't brought on as a chaperone, but like maybe lending some of that advice? Like what's that balance like, knowing you're amid frustration?
Yeah, it's a tough balance. I think just from on my end was just kind of disappointing and frustrating how it worked out. But it is what it is. It's kind of out of my control, to be honest. So.
Did you ever at any point feel like yourself physically, despite the low minutes?
Yeah, no, You know, after probably the first month or so when I was coming back from the calf strain, after probably like a month, I felt completely fine. Yeah.
You felt you had your timing back and everything? And
Probably, yeah. I would say after like a month or so, felt like I was starting to get a rhythm and timing back. You know, it's difficult to find a rhythm though with kind of how I was played and the opportunities that I got. But certainly physically, I felt fine.
This organization has been spoke really highly of in terms of the way that they treat their players. Did you get that same feeling when you were brought on?
Yeah, no, it's a tremendously run organization from top to bottom. You know, they do a great job with the stuff outside of basketball, the basketball piece. They're definitely first tier.
the mental aspect of this whole process, like how tough was that to deal with, just mentally?
Yeah, like I said, it's frustrating, man. It's some position I've never been in, and like I said, didn't expect it going into it. So certainly frustrating.
Gordon, you played with one of the all-time rim protectors in Rudy Gobert. I know their body types are very, very different, but do you see any similarities in just shot blocking tendencies from Chet?
Yeah, no, the timing, they both have great timing. That was one thing, Rudy, even as a young player, he had great timing, and it took Rudy a little bit longer, I guess, to get going. This is arguably Chet's first year, right? So I thought he was tremendous protecting the rim for us. He just has a knack for knowing when to stay down on the ground and use his length, and then knowing when to, come from weak side. And certainly can see that the natural timing that they both have.
Gordon, just going back to the level of frustration you had, did you sense as the season went on that maybe this role, this situation maybe took away some of your love for the game or anything like that?
No, I mean, I think certainly was taxing mentally. So I don't know if it would take away my love for the game. Basketball has, been my life for the last 20, I guess I'm 34 now, like 28 years, 29 years. So still love the game.
Have you thought about what might be next for you?
Not yet. I mean, I feel like it's kind of been one long road trip for me here, so I'm excited to get back to my family. I know they're excited to see me, and take a deep breath and figure out what will be next.
What was your overall sense of or thoughts of Mark?
I mean, I think he's a great young coach, extremely prepared, hard worker. I think some of the stuff that he's doing is unique and kind of new and really smart. Just little nuances that he kind of the game within the game, things that he does and tricks, and to kind of win a possession back or win get a quick bucket. The jump ball from yesterday is a good example. It's a design play that he came up with, him and his staff. I think the staff was tremendous too. So.
Gordon, in the minutes you did get, what led to the low volume of shots and kind of low offensive impact you had when you were out there?
I think that's credit to kind of the role that I was placed in and just lack of touches.
And so, Gordon, with people who maybe external spectators who would say that, you wouldn't look to shoot the ball, like how much would you agree with that? Do you agree with that at all?
I mean, I think it's, I think with the minutes that I was given and, like I said, the role that I was in, I think there might have been some possessions where I could have been more aggressive, but it's hard when you just get in the game and it's not like you're given an open shot. You're asked to, I've never really been the type of player to kind of just go one-on-one. The first time I get it, take a tough contested shot. So I'm just trying to do what was best for the team, and like I said, it's with the opportunities I was given, it was tough to make an impact, have too much of an impact.
In the midst of all the winning, it's probably a tough situation because you're winning the team.
Yeah.
But did you ever have a conversation with coach about the role and
Yeah,
wanting
we-
more? Or how
Yeah,
that
we
go?
had talked about it, and kind of, it was what it was. I don't know what else to say about it, to be honest with you.
The overall sense seems to be that you still feel like you have a lot left in the tank. Is that how you feel?
Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm still confident in the player that I am.
Anybody else?
I got one
Go ahead,
more.
Myron.
What is it with calf injuries this year? It seems like there's a bunch of players in the league have calf injuries.
Yeah, I don't know. I know they're pretty difficult to deal with. I think the injuries thing, for me, it's ever since my major injury has been pretty frustrating. I was extremely healthy until then, so.
Gordon,
Yeah,
Gordon, last thing for me. Just
Yeah.
with all you talked about your role, just touches and everything else as far as it, did you feel as soon as you got here that you were kind of forced to fit into this sort of tight space as a player per se?
Yeah, man. I just think I was trying to help us in any way I could, and the role that I was given, I tried to do my best in it. So,
Thanks, Gordon.
thank you, guys.